So last night I connected to King Paimon for the very first time, and I want to share my experience with everybody. So a bit of backstory with this. King Paimon actually was in my space last year when I started working with King Asmodeus. I was doing some research about him and I felt his presence kind of observing me. I was fascinated by him. I have always wanted to work with him, but he did fascinate me. Unfortunately, at the time, I didn't think I had the space that was appropriate for him because I have heard that he enjoys a lot of extravagant gifts in big altars, and at the time, I didn't think I was able to provide that. Since King Asmodeus has been coming back into my practice very heavily, he was giving me the senses that over the past few days, I have been getting a high sense of trying to change my life for the better. Over the past few days, I have been feeling really drawn to him again and wanting to do research, as well as getting some dreams. I don't remember the dreams too much, but I do remember. So yesterday, I made my altar for him. I put the appropriate offerings, and around the time of sunset, I performed an invocation for him. I heard that music was very heavily tied to him, so I decided to sing his enchant. Once I started getting into the swing of this, the meditation was able to easy flow right into it, and I was brought to the oasis, at which I met him. Upon meeting King Paimon, it was very much like an interview, but also heavily tied into philosophy and the arts. He was asking me some pretty deep questions regarding the arts. Those of you who do not know, I do have a fascination with the arts. I was in music classes and a lot of interest in art and painting in my life. So he was asking me very personal questions about that, why I don't express myself with it too much, and some other very personal questions about myself. He asked me if I played any instruments, and I told him that I used to be a percussionist. He then handed me a few drums and asked me to play a rhythm for him. I then heard a rhythm that was coming from his party that I thought I'd follow along with, and once I caught on to it, I very much enjoyed myself. He then wanted me to talk about what I would want to discuss and gain from him, and I had the list of qualities. We came to an agreement of a working relationship as I was putting my own music on as another offering for him, as well as singing. Him being very tied to music was very refreshing. It is a very beautiful energy, and I am so happy that I had the privilege to finally connect to King Paimon.